is my dream of what computers are going to be, right? That you talk to them and tell them, and it can get to you, it can give you information which you yourself can't get. This is that dream coming true. But it's still just a computer. You have to know how to guide it. It's stupid. It doesn't have that that sense of what's really possible. It's just taking these words and putting it to an algorithm and putting other letters and words out. It doesn't really know or feel the way that we do. And this is where the human touch has to come in.
Fastlane founders and a legacy with Jason Barnard. Each week, Jason sits down with successful entrepreneurs, CEOs, and executives and get them to share how they mastered the delicate balance between rapid growth and enduring success in the business world. How can we quickly build a profitable business that stands the test of time and becomes our legacy? A legacy we're proud of. Fastlane Founders and Legacy with Jason Barnard.
Hi everybody and welcome to another Fastlane Founders and Legacy with me, Jason Barnard, and a quick hello and we're good to go. Welcome to the show, Eli Lopian.
Thank you so much, Jason. I'm really excited to be over here.
We're talking about entrepreneurship, legacy, and the future with AI,
Sure.
all mixed together, founded on the fact that you created a company that uses AI to help companies update their legacy code. And talking of which, for Kalicube, what we do is search results and AI results for people's names. Search your name and we get a very boring Google search result that really doesn't do you any favors. But when we use AI mode, Google's new exciting summary system for search results, we get a really great result, which explains you in incredible detail. And what I find interesting here is a lot of the time we're seeing that the search results are really great and this result, the AI mode, isn't so good, and vice versa. And you have the one where the future looks very bright, but the present with the traditional search results doesn't look so good for your personal brand. That's what we do at Kalicube. We help people with their personal brand in both search and AI. Now, that's not the topic.
How do you do that? How do you tell AI what, where to look for?
Well, I think we have some commonalities here because it's all about educating the algorithms like their children. I've been doing this for 13 years now, educating Google like it was a child, and it's worked incredibly well.
Yeah.
And it's the same with AI. Luckily for me, or if maybe I'm just very smart, it's exactly the same system. The algorithms pick up the information from the web, they summarize it, they figure it out, they decide what they believe, what they don't. And if you become the adult in the room and teach the child about yourself or your company or your product, it's very happy. That's what it's looking for. It wants to understand, and it will say what you want as long as what you want it to say is truthful.
So
makes sense.
So that's interesting, Jason, because one of the things that I did is, like we had FCO ready websites, I have LLM ready websites. So a website that the AI can read pages which are suited for him, which is different because we humans, we need to have things in small bites, and the LLM just needs the whole thing in one dump. And it's easy for him to search that way. So we have on our sites, we do this stuff that we make special LLM pages, and then it's easier for the whatever, ChatGPT or whatever, to know what's happening there and to give good answers to people searching through these sites. But that's an interesting way to go. Anyway.
Right. So, I mean, when you do an LLM dump, it's LLMS.txt and LLMS full.txt?
Yes. Wait, I don't know what it's called. There's no standard, I think, yet. But yeah, I'm waiting for the kind of standard.
Okay, brilliant. So on to the topic of today. Is your company help other companies update legacy code when you use AI to do it? And you have, I think it was 1,500 clients around the world. How did you get them to trust you with looking in their code with AI?
Oh, we do it on the local machines, so there's no problem with that. We don't actually send code to the AI systems out there. We have our own AI system which runs on the local machine. It's slower because we're using only local CPUs, but there's a security issue there, so we solve that way. There are other ways. I think the world is getting more and more open to putting stuff up into the AI. Like in the parts of Google, people were scared to put information on Google. Now everybody's just sharing everything, Instagram and TikTok and whatever. and people aren't scared to do that. And what's going to happen with AI as well? People are in the beginning, they're going to be really scared to put their stuff there, and they're just gonna see the value of it, and they're just going to put it there. So that's going to take some time. It's going to happen. So
yeah, and I mean, you've been using AI to sort through people's code for years, and today, is there a lot of competition for you? Has that created problems for your business? Because theoretically, anybody can now stuff their code into Gemini and ask Gemini to sort it out for them.
Yeah. What we do is we have this piece of instrument that takes all this spaghetti, which the code is like a spaghetti code. It's like everything's interrupted and intertwined and everything. And we have this kind of not AI, but we have this program that enables you to take out small pieces of units of them that AI can't do right now. But once you do that, it's easier to test, right? If you have a small little piece, it's easier to test than to have the whole system tested. And so that's something that AI can write the test maybe and help you refactor it, but understanding those small little pieces, that's stuff that you would need a patent for. So
it's isolating testable part. I actually spent this weekend starting to rewrite a huge chunk of Kalicube Pro code. I wrote the SAS that we have.
Okay.
And using Gemini to do it. And as you say, if you put too much in, it just completely loses track and it keeps forgetting things and bits disappear.
Exactly. So now we're actually making a new thing where we actually, if the developer wants, we can send his code to some kind of an AI, and get their stuff back, and we will take that code and use our AI on his laptop or on his computer to expand the tests and to make sure the tests are correct, because we have a better knowledge of what's happening around it. So it's like it's like we're doing both together, like hybrid kind of a solution.
Right. Okay. And now to come on to the kind of main topic of this, AICracy.
AICracy. Yes.
Tell me the meaning of that. It's a book you've written, I know, but what does it mean? Summarize it in less than a minute.
It's the future of democracy. It's AICracy. Okay, we had democracy, which is the power to the people. The people choose representatives that choose for them, and they decide the laws. And we're moving to a new kind of era where we have the AI doing that, AICracy. So just like Waze, people trust Waze. We talked about trust a few minutes ago. People trust Waze to get you to the, from location A to location B in the fastest time, because he has more knowledge. He knows things that you don't know yet. In the future, we're going to trust AI to make better laws for us, to make our societies run better, and to have more abundance available for the people.
Right. Now, what's the time frame here? Are we looking at 5 years, 10 years, 20 years?
Yes. I don't know.
All of the above.
All of the above. I don't know the time frame. AI is not ready yet for that, and we are not ready for it yet. But it is where we're going. This is the future. This is what I think as a blueprint for what is going to happen. Okay.
Well, now my question then is, okay, we've got AICracy, which is very difficult to say, and probably easier to sing. AICracy. There you go. That's much easier.
There you go.
The question is, who owns the AI that's making the laws and building our society for us?
So that's really interesting, because it's written actually in the book. I don't think it's about ownership, but it's interesting because we have three in the book. I proposed 3 AI systems. Okay, each of them with an independent algorithm using the same data. Right, one is probably run by the government, the other is probably by the opposition, and the third one by an NGO. And all these AIs have to come with the same laws in order for the law to pass. Okay, so if some human decides he wants to fiddle with the algorithms of one AI, it's going to be, he might be able to do that. He won't be able to do that with all the 3. As the 3 are completely run differently. And this is like a protection kind of system, where the AI's goal is basically to have people happier and have more abundance in their lives. And that's the goal. And he's going to, and every time he does, he says the law, or he puts the law up. He shows why statistically this law is going to make people happier and make people have more abundance for people around. You have exactly the explanation.
That sounds idyllic. I mean, the idea makes sense, but pragmatically speaking, how would A, any individual company or country, get there? And B, what happens in the rest of the world? I.e., do you need to get the entire world to that same point at the same time?
No. I think the first country that's going to get that, it's going to be so wild. It's going to be so much abundance in that country. Norway, maybe, I don't know. Whoever's first in this thing, it's going to have it's going to be more efficient. People are going to be happier.
Yeah. Well, I'm putting it out there because I'm absolutely sure the Prime Minister of Norway and the opposition leader of Norway watch this show.
Go Norway
is my bet.
Go Norway. So yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So you're saying basically some country will get here. Do you think that will happen, or something you just hope will happen?
Oh, I'm sure it's going to happen. I'm optimistic about this. It's going to start by governments using AI as something to help them. Mm-hmm. Right, and I guess they got to put the AI to make sure the laws that they create are good, and to prove it to the it's going to happen slowly. And some of them might be using AI now. I think they're using AI now behind the scenes to get things running. They don't tell you about it, but within time it's going to they're going to expose it, and we're going to see that actually this AI is really good. It's like always, it's telling us laws that can be really, clever. Like you talked about Norway. Norway has this amazing law where if you get a fine, it's a percentage of your salary, your income.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's an amazing idea because otherwise poor people have to pay so much for, a driving ticket compared to what they own. And if somebody who's rich doesn't care because, it's nothing for him. So there's like clever ideas out there.
Now, my perception of politicians in particular, but also civil servants within the government, is they're not really ahead of the curve. They're going to be the late adopters. So how do you overcome that problem?
I think it's great that they're late adopters. I think that will give everybody the trust that we need, that these systems are good enough that even the late adopters are adopting them. I think that I think that's exactly the plan. That's what it's supposed to be.
So one of the things that I think we all are thinking right now, okay, so let's take it back a step, is AI is controlled by a few very major American corporations, generally speaking, with a couple, obviously DeepSeek in China are a big player, but basically you're looking at Apple AI, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Amazon potentially. Oh, Facebook, sorry. Oh, and our friend Elon Musk with his X. So you're looking at these big corporations, they're going to get so far ahead. Won't they then become dominant of the government before the government catch up?
So these companies create the AI and they have what? They're going to they're going to tell the governments, it's like, if Microsoft stops, selling Windows to governments, our governments they're going to be able to survive? I don't think so, but.
Well, there's a very good example. Windows is installed on government computers throughout the world. That gives Microsoft an incredible chunk of power. When Copilot's integrated into Windows and the government employees, the civil servants don't know they're using it.
Okay.
So you end up in a situation where Microsoft potentially have the power to influence every government in the world.
True.
And move things away from the idea that I'm coming in with a debate here now.
That's why I have three different systems, and one is an NGO, one should be an open source. That's the idea behind that. So that the power is, it's like you have all these balances. It's about the balances, right? You can't have one person, controlling it, and he can put some kind of a bug or some kind of feature into the AI. It's really hard to tell, and everything turns around. So if the three different AI systems don't agree, it's not going to happen. Somebody has to search why they don't agree with the same data. Why is it different?
Okay. And you were saying before the show about legacy. Now you work in legacy code, and you find it interesting that this podcast is called Fastlane Founders and Legacy. From my perspective, I'm saying, well, as an entrepreneur, we're interested in what we leave behind when we die. Therefore, creating a great place for our personal brand and information for the AI then to spit out in 15, 20 years time when we're gone is a very important part of the work we do at CaliQ. You were interested in the term of legacy for what you're talking about, the AICracy.
Yes, the AICracy actually, it came from, I was sitting in a bar with my friends and they were just arguing about politics, and it was really boring. It was really boring. I mean,
I can agree with that.
They've been doing it.
I don't know your friends, but I can agree that arguing about politics is boring.
Exactly. It's like it's getting nowhere. It's like we've seen this already. It's like seeing Friends for the 100th time. It's like it's okay. And they were like, "What about you? What's your take?" And I'm like, and this is not my ideas. I took this from a guy called Dodson. I said, like two guys sitting on a train, and you're arguing which side of the train is better to sit. And you go the left side is more sunny, and you go no, the right side that when the train turns, it's going to get a nice breeze. You're just arguing about it all the time, right? And I'm telling you, guys, the train's not going to the right destination, right? You're arguing, man, and this thing is like whoever's loudest, is supposedly the correct one, and screaming at each other, and trying to be the correct person, and you're going on a train which it's not going the right place. And when I think about it, it's not even turn the train around. We have to look at the place where we need to go. We have to create the rails there. We have to dig and we have to make maybe tunnels through mountains and bridges and make a new trail, a new track to get to the new place. And then I was thinking to myself, okay, what is this new place? People are arguing about, sitting on the left side or the right side of the train. And that's when I came up with, okay, well, this is the AICracy. I don't know how to get there. I'm not clever enough. But the AI has enough information. He has all the world's information on data that we don't have. And if he can sort it out, then he can get us to that better place. He can tell us, where to go to, how to get those rails, like the ways, to a place where people are happier, live longer, more abundance. And this is the thing that people want. People can express themselves. So that's basically the idea behind this thing. Now, I don't know the answers because I don't know, just like ways, I don't know the answers how to get everywhere. But this system, which is the way my crazy mind works, I look at things in system kind of ways. This system is probably the best way, technology-wise, to get to where we want to get to.
Right. From all of that, are there any lessons we can learn for our companies? I mean, let's take it right down to a very much smaller scale. If I were to think, right, I'd like to run my company using AI because AI is potentially smarter than I am. Yeah. How might I go about that?
I completely agree with that. I think that it's a really good system to bounce ideas off.
I'll tell you what I'm doing now, right? I've got a trained ChatGPT. I'm gonna retrain it because Gemini is significantly better than ChatGPT in my opinion. With all of my company information in it, my thoughts about my company, and I talk to it and bounce ideas back and forth, and then ask it for advice about what I should be doing. That's quite a small level kind of way of doing it, and it's working quite well. It gives me good ideas, but I'm not sure I trust it 100%. No, so what would my next steps be?
So I completely agree with you, actually. So I do exactly the same thing, but because I know things that whatever ChatGPT or Gemini don't know, I have that choice at the end is mine. And sometimes it gives the vanilla kind of solution, which is sometimes the best thing to do, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to really think out of the box and point you to the right direction, and then it can really get to really interesting places. Like
right.
Like if you just say make a movie for my company, it's going to make some kind of vanilla movie for your company, but you want to stand out, so you have to say I want to make it interesting, or I want to make it something that captivates. You add different ideas, and suddenly it turns around and goes, okay, we can do whatever 1, 2, 3. So you have to really guide it. It's like this is the dream of I'm a developer. I'm a software developer. That's what I like. That's what I love. That's what I started with, my Spectrum ZX48, whatever. And this is my dream of what computers are going to be, right? That you talk to them and you tell them, and it can get to you. It can give you information which you yourself can't get. This is our dream coming true. But it's still just a computer. You have to know how to guide it. It's stupid. It doesn't have that that sense of what's really possible. It's just taking these words and putting it to an algorithm and putting other letters and words out. It doesn't really know or feel the way that we do. And this is where the human touch has to come in. And technology, as I say always, technology, it just shortens the time from the idea to the production, okay?
So you're saying, you told me that you already have a conversation with an AI about your company. What information, fundamental information about your company did you feed it in order for it to be able to actually have a reasonable conversation with you and discuss strategy?
So actually, I didn't feed it everything. What I did, I took small little pieces that are disturbing me. Like, for example, take an example. I'm not getting enough sales from really high big companies, right? I want to get, and this is something that that I told the ChatGPT or whatever, the AI, what I want, and didn't ask him what should I do with the company. Like, so I said, this is my goal this year, and what should I do to get there? And then it helped me try to find different ways to get there. We make a few trials. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work, right? And we learned together about how to get to this goal that I'm getting to. But I actually set the goal from the beginning. Like I didn't go on to say, okay, this is my company. What's my goal? Right. So I knew beforehand what's happening, and I just needed it from to get that little oomph. Now nobody will take a consultant to do that, and sometimes the consultant is correct, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes it's you're taking a chance there anyway, and this just makes it so much easier and streamlined.
Yeah.
It's like taking a designer. I used to ask a designer to get me this logo or image. We used to wait a few days for it to get back to me, and then I have to give it back to him. It's not good. And now with AI, it's so simple. It's 2 seconds later, I get an image and I say it's good, it's not good, and everything. And within 5-10 minutes, I have the image that I want. So it's the same thing with this consulting kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, with a consulting bot, let's say, which I've built on my side, but I built it in the sense that I gave it a very clear set of instructions. One really handy hint is ask Gemini what a good prompt would be for this particular task, or what would a good set of instructions be, and it generally comes up with something pretty good. But then I also had to describe the role of each person in the company, how the company is structured, who our clients are currently, who I want our clients to be in the future, what our current income is, what I want our current income to be, what the breakdown of that income is, what the market looks like, and what our marketing channels are.
Okay.
And giving it all of that information then actually turned, for me at least, into a really good conversation, which allowed me to figure out how we can get from, with Kalicube, the current status to $15 million a year.
Nice.
And what I found really interesting is it's meaningful because it had all of the context.
Okay. That's also, okay, that sounds good. Sounds like a lot of work as well.
I think that's what people forget, or they don't really realize. Is AI is a lot of work. If you want the AI to give you a good answer, you need to give it all of the context and very clear instructions. And I think we're all quite lazy about that. And it took me a couple of days to get the whole thing together, but now it's a really good advisor. Somebody also suggested that if you tell it who you want your business council advisors to be, like say Richard Branson, Barack Obama, I could add them in.
Actually do that. I have you or Richard, and help me. Have exactly that kind of a conversation with him. I've got one chat with exactly the Richard chat, and what were you doing? Just take a balloon and take a week off. You deserve it, kind of thing. Which is true.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, it is. It's and in fact, yes, that last point, and maybe we can end there, is with all the AI around, brilliant, wonderful, lots of things we can do. I took a 15-minute break before this podcast from my work.
Yeah.
And during the 15-minute break, I went for a short walk to get some fresh air, and I solved a problem that I'd been struggling with for a week just by taking a break.
Exactly. I did that by swimming.
Thank you.
I did that by swimming. The same thing. I swim, and suddenly, I get the solutions. That's exactly what the best AI.
So, solution to all our entrepreneurial problems is take a break, go swimming.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Ellie. That was lovely.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. This was fun.
A great goodbye to end the show. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Your corporate and personal brands are what Google and AI say they are. We can give you back control. Kalicube.